I'm Noah Drum.
And I'm Zach Hall, and we are the Geeks That Speak.
This is the podcast where we nerd out about pretty much any pop culture.
From video games, Star Wars, and zombies.
To music, movies, and comics.
You just never know where the combo will go
on Geekspeak.
Hello, and welcome back to a very special episode of Geekspeak.
As you guys may notice, there is someone new sitting here. This is Lucas Hall. He is my brother.
You wanna
tell the people where they can find you?
Yeah, where can we find you?
I have a YouTube channel. It's called It's LucassYT with 2 S's. Make sure you go check me out there.
His names are always stupid. If you can somehow remember what that is, find him.
We'll have a link down in the description below.
Yeah, we'll try to.
Sweet.
But, Zach.
You guys might be wondering, why the funky camera angle?
Well, we thought, since, Falcon and the Winter Soldier ended, and we don't really have a show to review this week, but Lucas has been critiquing us because, he thinks that we have spent a lot of money, so we thought we would show him where exactly it's all going, and we wanted to show him our pop collection.
Yeah, let me see.
And, you mentioned Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I did.
And I figured, why not start with one of the villains of the show, Baron Zemo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Check him out, Luke.
With his mask on.
Let me see this. I really, really like this in the movie. Baron Zemo. This was a cool character.
Word, the movies? What movie?
Oh, I'm an idiot. The show.
Well, he
Falcon
was in a movie, The Winter
Oh.
Soldier, but
Yeah,
he
I'm
wasn't
talking
wearing
about
that mask or
yeah.
outfit.
But I think it's very detailed. It's a nice pop, all in all. What do you think about it?
You don't have
Noah?
to treat it like a review, just talk about it.
I know.
I like it, obviously. I would have bought it for myself, but, Zach got it for the studio, so...
I had to get it, because I'm
Pretty
like, he
sweet.
hasn't bought it yet.
The Baron. I would take him out of the box, but
we ain't doing
also,
that.
why would I do that, You know what it looks like out of the box.
We have a lot
Come
of
on.
pops
here.
Wow.
So, are we going to set them on the shelf, like, at one by one, or
No.
are we just going to wait till the end?
Wait till the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Now,
well, here's something we haven't done, right? Let's switch gears for a second. We're going to talk about video games,
Ooh.
because one of the very first pops Zach got is Show 'em.
well, the first pop I got...
Well, one of the first video game ones
Yeah,
you got.
one
One of the very first ones that you've been talking about.
Yes.
You love these characters.
My very first video game pop... No, that's the wrong one. I grabbed the wrong one, guys. My bad. My very first set of video game pops, Ratchet and Clank. You might know them from the video game with the very same title.
Ratchet and Clank. There are actually a couple of games.
Yeah, there's more than a couple of games. There's like 20.
Well, whatever.
They've been around since PS2. One of the launching titles of the PS2. And just their games are just a blast to play. They're fun little like beat 'em up, shoot 'em up.
I love playing Ratchet and Clank.
And Ratchet and Clank at the end of the day, just
the way you could like smash stuff and collect stuff kind of reminded me of Lego games.
yeah,
before
literally,
Lego games.
yeah.
Oh my god. What do you think of this, Luke?
Well,
do you even know who they are?
I've seen my brother play it. I personally don't, but it looked like cool characters, so that's...
He is a lynx, I believe.
Yes.
And he's a robot.
He's a
Yeah.
Lombax. He's a Lombax.
Okay, a Lombax. Yes.
And
in the game, he's really small.
Yeah, in the game he's really small, and Ratchet uses him as a book bag.
Yes. Clank is worn like a backpack. It's great.
Would you like to check him out?
I've already checked him out, but I love Ratchet and Clank. And honestly, I kind of like Clank a little more just because he's small, like me, and he is just so versatile.
I like Clank because he looks cool.
And I wish I had him.
And with Ratchet,
I know.
Okay.
And with Ratchet, he's actually the only one of his kind until this newest video game coming out on the PS5.
I did not even know that. What other retro video games you got for us, Zach?
Oh, you want retro
I want
games?
retro.
We're going far back to the PS1.
Oh.
A game that I personally played most of the time. You might know this little guy as Spyro.
Yes.
I never played the original game or the Spyro 3, but I would always play Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, and that was just my favorite game to play
And Zach,
on the PS1.
who is this little guy?
The Dragonfly, you might know him as Sparks. For those of you who play the games, Sparks is actually his life bar counter thing.
Yes.
Kind of like how the mushrooms in Mario are his life.
Another one that's pretty cool. I don't know too much about it.
He's a purple dragon.
Yeah,
so,
he's pretty cool.
Zach was destined to love him from the beginning.
Take another look at him right there.
This was a time where my favorite color wasn't even purple.
I
there
know.
you guys go. But yeah, he's pretty cool.
Next.
Another PS1 classic. I didn't play this one very often, but I definitely did hop on the remasters. You know, little Bandicoot. You might know him as Crash.
To be honest, he's just nostalgic for me because of you playing him, and I've seen other people play him, but I really haven't played the games that much.
And the thing that sucks is that, you know how you guys saw my Spyro and Sparks? It sucks that he didn't come with a little Aku Aku floating in the background.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Let me
Like,
check him out.
you can get an Aku Aku separately, but it's literally the same size as the Crash Pop. But if you don't know a lot about Crash, he's a Bandicoot. Bandicoots are real animals, by the way.
Really?
They are a part of the kangaroo family. But
know
he is a science experiment gone wrong. But
I
in
think
a
he's
good
gone
way.
right.
No, he's gone wrong in a good
No,
way.
yeah.
The antagonist, Dr. Neo Cortex, was looking to build an evil army of animals, and Crash alongside his sister and his girlfriend escaped, all being bandicoots.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I didn't even know they were real animals. Now I want to look at bandicoots.
Yeah, no, bandicoots, and they're actually tiny too.
Oh, wow.
Another one
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
All right, now
Don't know much about.
taking a step aside from the retro, you got some newer age video game over there.
Oh yeah. One of the IPs, it's old. They've been around. It's been around since like the 70s, maybe 60s, maybe even early as the 50s. But Spider-Man,
Sweet.
Miles Morales.
Gotta love Marvel, you know that.
I don't know when Miles Morales was first. I don't know when he first appeared, but this is from the video game Spider-Man
Wiggling
Miles
the
Morales.
table, bro.
My apologies. And this is his winter suit that you unlock by completing the side quest storyline, where this deaf girl gives you literally her scarf and hat, and you unlock a winter suit. And that's my favorite suit to use in the game when I was playing it. And yeah, just the game in general is a blast to play. It's fun swinging
It's
around the city.
Spider-Man. With his webbing.
This
With
one is
his webbing, yes.
this one is personally my favorite
And a
pop.
beanie. You know me, gotta love hats.
This one is personally my favorite pop out of all of them.
He's got a scarf, too. I mean, like, oh.
That's very cool.
There is a pretty big set of Miles Morales
Let me
ones.
see.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty
those
cool,
are
yeah.
all the pops on the back of the box are literally all suits that you can unlock in the game.
Oh,
That's
nice.
cool, yeah.
And what is your last video game, Pop?
Okay, my last one. I am a fan of the game that this pop is from, but I haven't beaten it yet. Her name is Aloy. She's wearing one of her unlockable outfits that you can unlock throughout the game, and she's from Horizon Zero Dawn. That is another PlayStation exclusive. Basically, all the video game pops that I've shown you are technically all PlayStation exclusives, other than Crash and Spyro after the original ownership of those titles
Right.
got distributed out to other people.
But you know what? We don't care about that.
This
Yeah.
one,
It's not about brand loyalty.
No, it's not.
this one I have heard of. I've watched videos on it, but I've never played the game actually. But another very cool character.
I would have assumed her name was Alloy, not Aloy.
Yeah, me too. But
I've never
Last
played the
look at
game
it.
either. She's really cool.
Yeah,
Kind of
very.
reminds me of like a Thor Ragnarok character.
yeah, I
almost.
was gonna say a
Also,
Thorish.
if you aren't familiar, the game takes place in like a dystopian future where all of the mammal-like creatures are all robotics.
Ooh.
Very cool.
And
Speaking of dystopian-like futures, what's
Uh-oh.
your next set of pops over there?
Definitely not from a franchise that I've loved ever since I was 7 years old. Let me just grab literally the thing that I adore most that came from Star Wars of recent years. Baby Yoda.
Yep.
I absolutely love Baby Yoda.
Time out. What is his real name, since we have one now?
His name is Grogu.
Grogu?
It's like the tomato sauce, but with a G.
Ragu.
Grogu.
Okay.
Oh.
And he comes in a bag. This one, he's in a bag, but there's actually a few different Baby Yoda ones.
Oh, he's in a little satchel.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And there's a few other of those. And if you don't know, he's from The Mandalorian, which that show is great.
You know, I really should watch that, because I haven't.
Me too.
I have not kept up on my recent Star Wars, and I'm sorry about that.
Baby Yoda, or my bad.
Baby Yoda,
Baby
that's fine.
Yoda.
The child,
I
whatever.
call him Baby Yoda.
He is
even
very
after
cute.
He was given a name.
There are some pictures online. He's very cute. Never watched Mandalorian.
And I really want that animatronic
there
that
he
they
is.
came out with.
Yes, I saw that the other
pretty
day.
sick,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
That thing's adorable.
What you got? What else you got over there?
I got another pop from recent years of Star Wars. Not too recent, but
Yeah, this is a little going back. I know this Star
it's
Wars.
it's an appearance from the newest season of the Clone Wars, and it's Ahsoka with her blue lightsabers in her season 7 gear. Season 7 would have never have happened if it weren't for the fans.
You're right.
It really wouldn't have. Literally after season 5, Netflix got a season 6 exclusive deal, and then people were starting around a hashtag like Save the Clone Wars, and then when season 7 was announced, hashtag Clone Wars saved.
This one particularly is really cool for me. I've never really understood her name, but in like the Ahsoka, in like Lego games and stuff, like Lego Star Wars and all that, I have used her character in just Star Wars games.
She wasn't an original Star Wars character, but actually introduced in the Clone Wars and very quickly became a fan favorite.
But I used her a lot, and very good pop. I like the detail on it.
You brought up the Lego games. I love playing the Lego games.
Yeah, me too.
Me and Zach would always shove the Stormtrooper helmet on Chewie and then rip someone's arms off.
Chewie, and the helmet would not be on straight at all.
It would just come on like this, and his head's so big it would just sit there.
And then my next pop, it's another female character.
This is probably the hottest pop we have.
Whoa.
Let's be honest.
The hottest pop. Too bad it wasn't.
I don't know.
Too bad it wasn't her episode 6 appearance.
Oh man.
But God rest her soul, Carrie Fisher. With that though, Princess Leia from The Empire Strikes Back up on Bespin, aka Cloud City. This is before Han was frozen in carbonite in Cloud City. And then after that, she gets in a bounty hunter gear and rescues him in episode 6.
Part of me is a little disappointed she doesn't have like the space buns.
Oh.
Yeah, a little bit. But and that is a 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back pop, by the way. That movie's pretty old, but still pretty great.
This one, it's Princess Leia, man. There's nothing too much to really say about her. It's Princess Leia. If you don't know who she is, then you just, I don't know.
Obi-Wan, you're my only hope.
You've had to have heard of her
me,
before.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're
Very
my only hope.
very iconic character.
And now, the moment that I kind of personally have been waiting for from Zach's collection.
This one's my personal favorite. This one you've only seen in like the first 2 episodes. And then I just stopped bringing it over because I kept getting new ones.
He's just a big boy.
The Mandalorian with little Baby Yoda.
I love how he's so big that Baby Yoda is almost like he's a little bigger than a keychain pop. Right.
This one, now you could probably barely see
you over it.
There's a bunch of detail. Whoever made this.
There is a lot of detail on that, and I love it so much because of the detail.
The helmet looks amazing. You guys take another look. It's very, very nice
There's
pop.
There's a big collection, too,
yeah,
that
there
you
is.
could get.
Very
and
beautiful pop.
He is, I believe, the biggest pop that we have in our collection thus far.
Yeah, he's 10 inches, right?
It's a 10-inch one, and the box definitely is what makes them even bigger than 10 inches.
Right.
But
I'm sorry the light's shining on it, but you get the idea.
It's just Mandalorian, man.
And
you can put him back in his spot.
And not to mention, I do have another pop.
No, put him back up there, please.
I do have another pop. It's the IG-11 pop, but that came with a tea and pop bundle. And I didn't feel like bringing that because there's not much to say or see about it. Right. So.
All right, Noah.
But with that pretty much wraps up your collection.
That wraps up my collection.
Zach's
now, what about your collection?
Zach's collection I thought was pretty cool, but let's see if yours can beat his.
You know what? It's not a competition, okay? But you're on! Now, I gotta start off with, actually, this is one that Zach got for me. And it's Jim Halbert from The Office.
That's a very late birthday gift. It was like, what, 2 months late?
I mean, whatever.
I've personally watched The Office a couple times. Not but...
I'm not the biggest fan of The Office, not to cut you off.
Yeah, you're good.
But Jim is probably one of my favorite characters in The Office.
Yes!
He's just a major goofball with Pam.
Yes.
A hilarious character.
Speaking of goofballs, he's actually holding the 6 days since our last nonsense. So this is like, I believe, season 9, Jim. This is very late.
Very cool.
He's even got his new haircut. Oh, I love The Office so much.
Should I check it out?
Oh,
you can just set him on top of Mando.
But yeah.
Very cool.
You know?
Oh, I'm so mad The Office is gone from Netflix. Rest in peace, Office.
Yeah, until we get it back like a month and a half later.
Right. Okay, what else I got?
Yeah, let me see.
I found a very special collection here. It is a 5-piece. I found the Looney Tunes as the Justice League. This would be Taz as the Flash.
Check this one out.
And if I'm not mistaken, did it say on the back of the box 80th anniversary?
It did indeed, yes. This is the 80 years of Bugs Bunny.
Well,
bless you.
Excuse me. It's Taz. This is something from a childhood.
And he's even got the little swirl, like, oh, of course he would be the Flash.
And it's funny, too, because Taz has always been my favorite Looney Tune when I was a little kid.
Very cool.
Because of, like, how, like, destructive he is and how... I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but he's always been my favorite.
He's just fucking nuts.
Yeah, really.
But speaking of Taz, just my favorite scene from the live action Scooby-Doo 2 was when they were messing in the refrigerator of like potions and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm a right-wing Barrow.
Yeah. Oh, but there's more. I also have Wiley Coyote as Cyborg.
Cyborg?
Wiley Coyote is, oh my gosh, I love him from the Roadrunner cartoons. His Acme weapons are great. I'm kind of mad that, like, I'm hoping to see, like, a made in Acme or something on his suit.
Yeah.
You know?
No, Wiley Coyote from the Roadrunner, of course. This used to be one of my favorite TV shows. It was a very good show. And Cyborg's pretty cool, so why not mix them together?
It's funny. Part of me questions why he's Cyborg, but then part of me doesn't because he's always pulling out all these weapons.
Right.
But they always fail.
Like, I mean, I feel like maybe he could have been Green Lantern too.
Yeah, he definitely could have been.
I don't know. Cyborg seems like the best. What are you gonna make, a Martian Manhunter?
No.
When you already have Marvin the Martian?
But yeah, that really would have been dope if there was like a little like Acme sticker on the suit.
Yes. Next, we have, I mean, alright, for you furry lovers, it's probably the hottest. Yeah. But, you know, Lola Bunny as Wonder Woman. She's even got the lasso of truth.
Oh, very cool, very cool.
Too bad. This one. Hey, you know what? Too bad it isn't Lola from the original Space Jam.
I know. I heard some controversy about that, actually.
Well, I mean, she was a little, like,
She was
sexualized, I
she
guess,
was too
but-
sexualized for.
But they're fixing it in Space Jam 2, so we're just gonna have to see. That looks great, by the way.
Yeah, it does. It's Lola Bunny and Wonder Woman. Very cool pop. It's Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay.
It's a great character.
I personally like that it's Lola more.
No, I think I like the Wonder Woman better.
I definitely like the pop, and it makes a lot of sense too because, depending on what pop you show next, it makes perfect sense because a certain someone happens to be Superman and Superman and Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Oh, really? You mean Mr. Bugs Bunny?
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, Superman and Wonder Woman kind of have a fling in the comics.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure that's why they made Bugs Bunny, Superman, and Lola Wonder Woman. You know.
Now, this pop is super cool.
He's got his carrot.
He has his carrot.
What's up, Doc?
Doc?
Yes.
And then it has a cape, and it's just like Superman. Great Halloween costume.
What I love is it's not really a Superman costume. It's kind of like him wearing a red bib and then like a blue t-shirt.
Yeah.
So it kind of actually reminds me of like something the baby Looney Tunes would wear.
Yeah, really.
Like he looks like a baby Looney Tunes character to me almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks
like he's in his jammies or something.
Don't look long enough either. I don't really care personally, but you look at Lola's legs, then you look at Bugs Bunny's legs.
Yeah.
Right. Do you think that's because Lola's a girl and they have longer legs, or?
I don't know, or maybe it was because his ears took up most of the.
That could be.
Oh, true, because hers are back, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
Next, well, last but not least, this is one of the weirder choices for me, I guess. I don't really know why, but it is Sylvester as Batman to finish off the Justice League collection.
Very cool.
And, you know, I don't really get why they made him Batman.
I don't get why they made him Batman, but then I do because he already has the color scheme.
Very true, black and white.
But why isn't, like, Tweety on his belt, then? Tweety's yellow. Why isn't he, like, sitting in his pouch or something?
Like, I definitely feel like they messed up there because Tweety and Tweety wouldn't be nothing without Sylvester, and Sylvester would be nothing without Tweety.
Tweety's so small. How funny would it be if they made him dressed as the Penguin?
Sylvester, for me, is just a boring character,
Tweety,
but Batman...
honestly,
Batman's very cool.
Tweety, I just realized Tweety honestly could have been a Batarang.
Yes.
But I definitely, Batman's my favorite superhero, so I have no issues with this pop at all.
I mean, I don't have issues. I like it. It's just I wouldn't have thought of Sylvester as Batman, to be honest.
Oh, and is he holding the cape?
He
I
is.
think he's holding his cape.
He is.
Oh, so he's probably got Tweety in there.
Maybe.
In his fist. He's probably, look at the picture on the side. He's probably holding Tweety in his cape.
Maybe.
In the front part, possibly. Or he's just holding it because he's about to do, like, the flourish, you know, where the cape goes up.
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
But, yes, that finishes off my Justice League collection.
That is a very cool collection. Very cool.
That was just wow, I can English, I promise. That was just like an on-the-spot purchase. I saw one of them, I looked around FYE, saw all 5 of them, realized that was the whole set, and it was over.
Now, before we move on to the next, just because we just got done with the Bugs Bunny thing, real quick, the new Space Jam, of course,
obviously the new Space Jam's coming out, and we are gonna see it.
Very true, but I'm thinking...
Now!
Oh yeah, you go ahead.
Next! Don't interrupt me again, please.
My bad.
These are my favorite pops, because, you know, I love Deadpool, so I had to get LARP Deadpool. Even though I've never LARPed before, I really, really want to. He's got a little sword, and he's got a little cardboard shield.
I've seen this one, I think.
A belt on his forehead, some elf ears.
Jesus.
And a toga. Like, normally
hilarious.
elves are archers, but, you know, he's got a sword and a shield and a toga, because even when Deadpool is LARPing, he's doing it his own way.
I like the detail that they make the wooden stuff actually look like wood.
Yeah.
Oh wow, even the sword's a little bent too.
Yeah, the
That's
sword's
funny.
cardboard.
And it looks like there's Sharpie on it. Or a marker.
Yeah, it really looks like there's Sharpie on this. That's hilarious.
That's funny. It's very detailed.
You gotta love Deadpool. And speaking of Deadpool and detail, this is my most random one, I suppose, of Deadpool, and it is Blue Deadpool.
Okay.
In his blue suit. This is the oldest Pop I have. He's actually a couple years old. This was my very first Pop to start off the collection.
No, I don't think I've ever really looked in detail in this one.
When I first saw that Pop, I thought it was Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
Also has a gun in his hand. It's Deadpool. Very cool.
Of course it has a gun in his hand. It's
Deadpool.
Why would it not?
A merc with a mouth is nothing without his weapons.
And now.
Oh, wow. Another FYE exclusive.
Oh, you know it. I love FYE. Or any nerdy stores, really. Now, this one is out of the box, but that's because the box was really super messed up, so whatever. And this is the biggest Pop I have. Mr. Deadpool, the one you always see in the back of us.
But it's a bobblehead, right?
Yes, it is a bobbly head. And he's giving you the thumbs up. Hey!
Even my Mandalorian one is a bobblehead.
And he's got a gun. Do you see the gun,
Yeah,
guys?
we see it now.
Yeah, bro.
These guys did not notice that he had a gun until right now when they looked at it.
Yes. Very cool.
Unbelievable.
Very big, and it's very cool and very bobbly.
You know, the paint job's a little messed up on it, but I don't
little.
care. He's one of my originals again, so I like him.
I mean, it's bound to get messed up. Did you see how he got messed up in the movies, man?
Oh.
Right, so I'll take it.
I
you
mean,
know?
he straight up blew himself up right in the second one.
Burn.
Wow, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, pop up
And,
spoiler
you know,
alert.
I'll take him. He's my boy. I will have to show you my only 2-pack, or really 3-pack, I guess.
Yeah.
I
This
guess
is the
so.
last Pop in my collection. This is SpongeBob, Gary, and his house.
Favorite one out of your collection, I think, for me.
Yours?
Yes, my favorite. It's SpongeBob. I love SpongeBob. I've probably seen most episodes like 7 times. Probably not the newer ones, but very cool. Has the house and Gary.
I love Gary on his head.
This is definitely my favorite one out of yours as well. Because I mean, it looks spot on.
Yeah, really.
So like how, because like obviously with Pops, like not all of them look exactly like.
Like
from the
Buzz
source
Lightyear
material.
doesn't have his signature smile.
Yeah.
He looks like a creep.
Yeah, and then the only thing that I don't like about this is that it's solely his eyes.
Yes, I was gonna say that.
Soulless eyes.
SpongeBob's eyes are like
He
peering
has none.
into your soul,
Whoa.
and I don't
Gary's.
care for what they see. That's terrifying.
I could just imagine him doing the Goofy Goober dance
Why
while
not
staring
white
right
him
at
out?
you.
Like, why not white the eyes out? That would have been better, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely would have.
Gary looks creepy too.
But with that, that is my last Pop. So, Luke, what do you think? In your expert opinion, whose collection do you like better?
I think that I like your collection better, Noah, because you got all the Looney Tunes, you got SpongeBob, 2 of my favorite shows. And he has Star Wars. I don't watch Star Wars that much, but both very good collections, but you have the better
Right,
ones.
Zach's
Nice.
better ones are shows that you don't watch.
Out of both of our collections, which ones are your favorite?
Noah's.
No,
No, like,
one
what
from
two
each
Pops?
collection.
Oh, my bad. Noah's SpongeBob and Gary in the House is my favorite, and from yours is the Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Word.
Mine would have to be Jim from The Office. He's my favorite. I love him. And my favorite from your collection is The Mandalorian, because
That's
he's
very
huge.
cool.
And he's holding Baby Yoda, so he's like a 2-for-1.
This is the Mandalorian one is my prized one, and then as I just stated, my favorite is the SpongeBob one.
Not that it's
Yes.
a competition.
No.
No, it's not. But
Right. But with that, yeah, that's our Pop collection, and we'll update you guys when we get more.
Which
Will be very
Yeah,
soon.
They'll be having more.
But now we're gonna have to excuse ourselves and put the studio back to the way it was. Good day. I am your leading nerd news anchor, Lee Keebum. And it looks like it's going to be a busy few years for Marvel. This week, they released a heartwarming teaser trailer for Marvel's Phase 4. It gave us a list of upcoming Marvel movies, including the Black Widow movie, coming July 9th, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, coming September 3rd, The Eternals, coming November 5th, Spider-Man 3 No Way Home, coming December 17th, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, coming in March 2022, Thor Love and Thunder, coming in May 2022, Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever, coming in July 2022, The Marvels, coming in November 2022, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, coming in February 2023, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, coming in May 2023. Now, in other news, the Apple vs. Epic Games trial has officially started this week. The iOS store removed Fortnite. In return, Epic Games sued Apple, but the opening day in court seems to have ended in Apple's favor. Is Fortnite just searching for money? Is Apple really up to something? Do you even care? More juicy deets on this story as it develops. And now, we go to Nerd News leading gameologist, Dick Henderson. Dick?
Thank you, Lee. Now it's time for Channel 69's monthly video game picks. There are a lot of games coming out this month, but I have a select few that I am mainly excited for. And the first game we got on the list, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, comes out May 14th, and let me read you what the listing says for it. Relive the cinematic saga of the first 3 games. Heart-pounding action meets gripping interactive storytelling, where you decide how your unique story unfolds. Experience The Legend of Shepard. Create and customize your own character from appearance and skills to your personalized arsenal. Then lead your elite recon squad across a galaxy in turmoil. Reflect on your choices. Your choices seamlessly travel from one game to the next. Each decision you make will control the outcome of every mission, every relationship, every battle, and even the fate of the galaxy itself. Rust comes out May 21st on consoles. The PC phenomenon known as Rust finally gets a console release. The only aim in Rust is to survive. Overcome struggles such as hunger, thirst, and cold. Build a fire, build a shelter, kill animals, protect yourself from other players. Biomutant comes out May 25th. Biomutant is an open-world post-apocalyptic kung fu fable RPG with a unique martial arts style combat system allowing you to mix melee shooting and mutant ability action. A plague is ruining the land and the tree of life. The tribes stand divided, explore a world in turmoil, and define its fate. Will you be the savior or lead it to an even darker destiny? Then, my personal most anticipated game of the year, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Its initial release date is set for this year, and it is a upcoming LEGO action-adventure game set to release this year, like I already said, if it doesn't get delayed any further, because it's been delayed how many times now. For other fans of this franchise, you can experience the first 6 Star Wars films in 4K HD graphics with original dialogue not cut from the films, original cutscenes, and remade levels. This action-packed LEGO game also includes levels from The Force Awakens and even episodes 8 and 9, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. It will also possibly include DLC levels for The Clone Wars Season 7, The Mandalorian Season 1 and 2, Rogue One, and Solo. So be looking out in a galaxy far, far away. Near you.
And we're back, and we have fixed our studio. Now you can see our glorious collection on display.
It took us a few minutes to figure out where we're going to put them all, but...
We did it.
But we did it.
We'll switch it up again. You know us, but whatever. Now, it is time, Zach, for us to discuss some upcoming shows that we have been looking into.
Indeed.
And first off, I want to start with the one that I'm most excited for personally, which is the new Powerpuff Girls CW show.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. Do you know anything about it?
Well, like you said, it's live action. But I'm not a big fan of the plot.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about that, or do you want me to? Or...
I'll talk about it. I've got some opinions on the plot. So, first of all, for those of you who don't know, instead of going over the plot, why don't you give us some... Who are the Powerpuff Girls?
The Powerpuff Girls are these 3 characters that were basically made in a lab by...
Professor Utonium.
Professor Utonium. I could not think of his name for the life of me. And basically, he threw them in the old cauldron, witch style, or not threw them in, but a few spices or whatever.
Sugar, spice, everything nice, and the mysterious chemical X.
And he mixed it all up, got himself some 3 superheroes.
He did. Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles.
Pin-sized superheroes, if I should say.
Yes, they are little girls. They are superheroes. It was an animated show that we watched as kids, and it was amazing. But now...
It was probably targeted towards girls.
But you know what? We look like girls, so close enough, right? But get this, Zach. The new show is going to be way different. It's not animated. It's live action. And some pretty big people are attached to it, actually, surprisingly. For the cast, which was just announced recently, we have Chloe Bennett from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., also mixed up with Logan Paul, I believe. She is playing Blossom. We have Dove Cameron from Liv and Maddie, from Disney's Descendants, from whatever the hell she's doing now. She is going to be playing Bubbles. Not really surprising.
Yeah.
And then someone I've never heard of, Yana Peralt, who is from Jagged Little Pill, I guess. I don't know.
I'm only familiar with Dove Cameron, and the things that she's in, I'm not the biggest fan of, so...
Right. I don't know. I like Descendants, honestly, but whatever.
I liked the idea of Descendants, and then I watched it, not a big fan.
Well, it's Disney. I mean, to be more realistic, if it was like a rated R thing, it'd probably be a lot better.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it definitely would be.
Whatever.
But, you know.
But, Yana Peralt is going to be Buttercup.
Yeah.
So those are the 3 stars. They are going to be live action, and it is going to be set years later after the cartoon. They are going to be 20-something-year-olds. Now, I have some of the plot right here. It says that they are going to be disillusioned 20-something-year-olds who resent having lost their childhood to crime fighting. So, they're mad that they got forced to be superheroes instead of...
I mean, were they forced, though?
That's... I was thinking that. I don't know.
In the cartoon, I feel
they
like
don't
it was
really
their
choice.
Talk much about on it or whatever because, well, it's a show meant for, 5-year-olds.
But I do remember some points where they would rather be doing little girl things. But kick some ass first,
Yeah.
So I guess I could see that. It's not too far-fetched.
No, not at all.
And it says that, they're just disillusioned. And they, are not really superheroes anymore. And it says, well, they agree to reunite when the world needs them most. So I guess, obviously, we're going to see a villain. No idea who that is.
If that villain isn't Mojo Jojo, I'll be upset.
I was thinking, I like Mojo. I kind of want to see him. But also, they're doing live action. So it makes me think they might be. I don't think they'd introduce the boy Powerpuff Girls because that's like way too soon. This is about them.
Yeah.
So like, what villain would really be about them?
Maybe the devil-looking one.
Oh yeah, I can't remember his name, but that creepy guy maybe. Or
And if they did Mojo Jojo, they would already have to spend a ton of money because that would be CGI.
Right. They could do those. I can't remember what they're called, but the green guys, you know, with the sunglasses and like I can't remember who they are. I'll show a picture.
I don't remember.
But they're like green people. I feel like that'd be pretty easy CGI to do.
Yeah.
But who knows? Who cares? Whatever. The only other details I have is that Blossom, she was spunky, conscientious, Little Miss Perfect as a child, but she, she repressed her kitty superhero trauma, and now she left her feelings of anxiousness, and she's reclusive, and she aims to become the leader again, but on her own terms?
Whatever that means.
Right, I don't even know what that means. Like, I kind of feel like she was the leader last time because she just seems like the bossiest.
Like, was she the, was it the, like, brewing or whatever that automatically made her come out as the leader?
I'm not even sure.
I don't even know. I'm not even describing that very well, but...
But whatever. And then it says that, obviously, Cameron's playing Bubbles. Bubbles, who is normally very sweet, you know. She won America's heart as a child. Probably a fan favorite character of the original show. But it says that she still sparkles as an adult, but her charming exterior kind of like... You get to see some unexpected toughness in her and wit, which is weird because like she was kind of dumb and airheaded as a little girl.
I don't like that wording because I feel like when you say her charming exterior, I feel like that could lead into dark places.
Well, it's just like the exterior of her character.
Well,
like normally she's all sweet and like doe-eyed.
No, I know, but when you say charming exterior, that could mean two things: her body. But her personality, so.
It clearly means her personality, but also she's played by Dove Cameron, so, like, obviously she's beautiful as well.
Yeah.
But apparently when she's older, she's going to have an unexpected toughness and wit, and she's initially more interested in just recapturing the fame of being a superhero than actually being a superhero. So that's actually kind of a storyline I can believe. Like, just wanting that fame without, putting in the work. Living off of it. Because, come on. You walk into a place and you're one of the Powerpuff Girls. You really think people aren't going to treat you differently?
Oh, yeah, no, people definitely will.
Right. So that seems like the most real world of all of this so far.
Yeah.
And then it goes on to say that Buttercup, even though she was a rebellious badass in her younger years... She's more sensitive than we think, and I guess we're going to get to see some of that. Her sensitive side, and we're going to see how she spends her adulthood trying to shed her Powerpuff Girl identity and live an anonymous life. So she doesn't want any part of the spotlight anymore.
I could see that.
Sort of like a 180 from Bubbles, I guess. And they just started filming the pilot episode in April, so not really sure when that's going to come out.
I'm not.
We'll have to wait and see.
But,
I got mixed feelings about it.
I have mixed feelings about it because they could go down the route like, oh, this is meant for, like, teenage women or teenage girls to older women, like 30-some-year-old women.
Right.
Which... I mean, I would probably still check it out even if it is targeted like that. But
also with three beautiful women as the main characters and they aged them up, yeah. I feel like it's going to be, like, men are going to be attracted to. Also, they aged them up, so, like, you could probably get away with doing some more stuff than the cartoon would have done.
Yeah. And another thing, I want to know what they're going to look like during the actual show itself. like their costume, their hairstyle,
I
their
have no
makeup.
idea.
I don't expect them to look how they did in the cartoon.
Right, because they were little girls, so their hair is probably going to be different.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, to me it's all about the costume and the makeup.
That's what's weird though. Like they can't have the same hair and clothes.
No.
So like you almost I feel like looking at them the only reason you're going to know they're the Powerpuff Girls is if you see them use their powers.
Yeah, but to an extent, I kind of want a more modern day version of their actual outfits if they do end up coming back together.
Well, they're superheroes, so I'm sure they're going to have some official costumes.
Yeah.
Like maybe they take the clothes that they wore in the show, because I don't think they had costumes in the show. I'm pretty sure it was just their outfits.
It was just their everyday outfit.
So maybe they'll just adapt that into like a version of their superhero costumes that they wear. I don't know.
And another thing that I'm worried about, the original cartoon back in the 90s, that was a smash hit.
Yes.
Then they did a reboot of said smash hit, 2014.
And that was dog shit.
That was, I watched an episode and I'm like, this is not my Powerpuff Girls.
Right.
And I'm all for a live action adaptation, but just, I don't know. They did a live action Teen Titans show. I haven't watched that show yet, so I don't know if it's good or not.
It's a show? I thought it was a movie.
No, it's a show.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it.
And it's on HBO Max as well.
Okay.
And I'm biased about that show because I'm sure some of you may know my favorite Titan is Starfire.
And I was just going to say, I'm probably going to get some hate for this, but I don't like that she's black. And that's not because it's a black person. It's because she's an alien. So, like, why not make her actually Tamaranian?
Yeah. Like, in Injustice 2, Starfire's in it. A black voice actress voices her.
And that's totally fine.
A black girl can be behind the character. But when she is coming out looking like a stripper with, like, the short, like, curly hair and, like, her skin is black.
Yeah, like that was just weird to me. Like,
and then
make
she's
it more
like wearing,
orange, like the Tamaranian.
Like Starfire, she is known for wearing her skirts.
Mm-hmm.
But like this is like a stripper skirt that she wears. I
mean, honestly though, that is kind of comic accurate.
I mean, it is because this is the thing about Starfire. What she does on her home planet is normal, but a lot of things that she does on Earth is sexual.
Right, so I mean, I can't be mad at her costume.
I'm not mad at her costume. I'm mad about her hair and that they didn't like cover the actor in like orange.
Right, like something to make her look more Tamaranian.
No, we're not racist. I'm perfectly fine with a black actress or actor
I'm pretty sure
playing.
You can tell that she's wearing like a weave or something.
Yeah.
Like instead of doing that, make the bitch's hair her actual hair. And isn't it a bright red?
It's like a bright reddish pink kind of.
Like, why would you not just make that her actual hair? She's an alien. It doesn't have to be normal human colors.
But the point of me mentioning the Titans show is just I'm more worried about the costume and just the look.
Right. Well, we'll have to see how they adapt the costumes because the Powerpuff Girls originally did not have costumes.
Yeah, so. No, that was their everyday clothing, so.
Now, what show are you excited for that's coming up?
A show that I'm actually excited for that I actually thought was a movie, it's called Jupiter's Legacy. It's another superhero-themed show, where...
Jesus Christ. Think it in your head!
Where a group of superheroes, which are the first ever superheroes to be around.
Well, in this universe. Because it's a Netflix show.
Yeah,
so I believe
Netflix
it's just its own universe.
So, anyways, they're the first group of superheroes in this show. And, I think they have kids that don't want to fulfill the legacy of their parents.
The description on Netflix says that these people are the first generation of superheroes, but as they pass the torch to their children, tensions are rising and the old rules no longer apply.
So I was kind of spot on with the kids. I didn't realize that was
So-
at all the...
Right. We watched the trailer.
Yeah, we watched the trailer.
Seems pretty cool.
It does. And Mark Miller is behind the project. And if you
Yes.
don't know him, he is the writer, director to Kick-Ass.
And he was involved in the Kingsman too.
I have not seen that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know this. During a little bit more research, I found that Jupiter's Legacy is actually a comic series.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting. I might go home and look up some comics.
Right. I never even knew that Jupiter's Legacy was like anything other than a Netflix show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, interested. That's another comic we could look at. It seemed kind of cool though. It seemed like we get an origin story of the original heroes because
Yeah.
we saw them young, and then it's like 90 years later, and they're really old, but
Yeah,
not
I
so
could...
old that they're like in a wheelchair.
Yeah, no, not
So
like...
clearly they have like some aging powers, I guess. You know,
Yeah, because it did, like, fast forward, like, what, 90
90
years, you
years,
said?
yeah,
Yeah,
and they look like they're in their 70s. So
yeah, really.
and they're still being superheroes. But yeah, that comes out this Friday on Netflix.
So, we may or may not have an episode up for that. Who knows?
Possibly. We could do a whole new episode for that. I'm probably going to binge it Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you wanted to maybe watch it together. I don't know. Probably
Maybe.
not. But I'm probably going to binge it Friday. Or at least watch the first episode and see if it's worth continuing.
Yeah. I'll probably do the same as well. But if we do end up liking the show, we're gonna kind of have a busy week because just a couple things come out on Friday.
Right.
Yeah.
A couple things come out on Friday?
2 things.
What 2 things?
The second episode of The Bad Batch.
Oh,
and then
really?
Yeah.
And what else?
Jupiter's Legacy.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. So yeah, I didn't realize that the second episode of the Bad Batch.
Yeah,
so we get 2 this week.
Yes. And then every Friday after.
Oh, okay. We'll talk
Yeah.
about that more.
Yeah, we'll put more
But
detail on
yeah, so our schedule is kind of picking up. We're gonna have a lot more to talk about.
that. Indeed. And I'm actually looking forward to that.
But yeah, that's pretty much all we got for Jupiter's Legacy. Next, something else we're super excited for.
Oh, yeah.
I was doing some nerdy research and I found something amazing, guys. Apparently, they're making a new Flintstones show in the Flintstones universe. It's called Bedrock. And you were saying there was a show called Bedrock before?
Yeah, I was looking it up to try to find some shit out, and there was a Bedrock show that aired from 1998 to 2000.
Oh, okay. But, so let me give you the rundown on the details I got, alright? So,
Alrighty, dude.
it's called Bedrock. It is a Warner Brothers / Fox production show. It is going to be on the streaming service Tubi.
Yep.
Also, I looked and they have the entire first season of Flintstones on Tubi.
Word.
And the entire first season of Flintstones has 165 episodes.
Is that the entire show?
No, that is season 1.
No, I know, but some shows, although they may have one season, they have a ton of episodes.
Right. So I don't
And
think that's the whole
not
show.
Not only that, I don't. If I remember correctly, are they only like 11-minute episodes or?
I'm not even sure. Now I'm gonna have to look into that. That's a good point because I thought that was just a really big ass season.
Yeah.
Now maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, that's on Tubi as well, so you can watch that and then get ready for this show, Bedrock, which takes place 20 years after the ending of Flintstones. So Pebbles and Bam Bam are going to be like 20 something. Fred is going to be close to retirement, I assume. So I'm guessing it's going to be set around Pebbles and Bam Bam, the new generation. We're going to see their lives play out. It's going to move from the Stone Age into the Bronze Age. So I'm curious to see if they're going to stay with animal tools and just update the animals, or if maybe we're going to get some machines.
We could see some machines,
I'm not sure.
but I don't care what age they're in. That if they're not Lambo feeding their way around with their car, then that's a no go.
I don't know how I feel about that, because on the one hand, they're moving up in technology, so I kind of want to see them finally get a car. But
what do you mean, dog? That is their car.
But you're right. It's not Flintstones without the feet running.
Really?
I don't know how I feel about that. I'm just gonna wait and see how they play it out, and then just like determine it from there.
And another reason why I'm excited for the show, I was looking information up, and I saw that it was gonna be like an adult sequel.
Yeah.
Meaning that it's essentially not gonna be for kids. It's not gonna be graphic, I would assume,
but
because
it's
after all, it is
Flintstones.
A classic that we used to watch as kids. That's a show before even our time, but we still watched it. But Elizabeth Banks is behind it.
Producing it.
Yeah, producing it. I'm excited about that because...
And voicing Pebbles on it as well.
Is she actually?
She is voicing Pebbles in the show and producing it, yes.
That is confirmed info.
That is confirmed info.
Okay. But if you don't know who Elizabeth Banks is...
I don't.
I can't really name a lot of movies or just projects that she is in personally. But just to list off a few, she voices Wildstyle in
the Lego
movie.
Okay.
She appears... I think she's in the James Gunn Superman movie that he did.
I'm not even sure.
I don't remember what that's at all called. And then another movie that automatically comes to mind is Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
Oh, she was in that?
Yeah.
Was she married?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Those were just three things that came to mind.
I'm excited now.
And she's a very talented actress, so...
Right, and she's going to be doing voice acting, which is a whole different medium of acting.
Yeah, I mean, she did it in the Lego movie,
well, right,
so...
right. But I mean, like, we're not going to see her.
Yeah, no. But yeah.
It's going to come out in 2022. I'm not 100% sure when. It's still very early in, like, development now.
Oh, I'm sure, but I'll be waiting.
Oh, me too. We will be there. We will be there.
Because that is something that I am definitely interested in because...
Unless the zombies attack before then.
Yes, which...
We'll still be here, guys. Come on. We know what we're doing. We're professionals.
But, speaking of zombies, there's another show that I'm looking forward to. Netflix is doing a Resident Evil show called...
Resident Evil Infinite Darkness.
Infinite Darkness, yes. Okay, I remember the darkness part.
Of course you did.
But basically, it's a Resident Evil show that Capcom is contributing on or whatever, because Resident Evil is, after all, their IP. But it's based off of the video game franchise that... If you don't know what Resident Evil is, you must be living under a rock because they've released like 5 or 6 Resident Evil games within
such
like
an
the last
old
7...
franchise. I remember playing it.
I'm not the biggest fan of the games. I'm not the biggest fan of the games.
I have seen some of the movies though.
Yeah, those are my favorite video game movies. Really? I'm actually a fan of those movies. They're not the best, but video game title wise or movie wise.
What is the best? I mean, like, video game movies are not normally good.
We were looking up info, and you were saying it's going to be, like, based off of, like, 2 different timelines.
So, it's going to take place after Game 4.
Resident Evil 4, yes.
Yes. And it's the doctor. I can't remember his name. Wesker,
Albert Wesker. Albert Wesker, yeah.
It's going to be focusing a little bit more on him and his daughters. So we're going to see his daughters, and I guess the show is going to play out 2 different timelines about his daughters.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Because you said that one of the timelines, his daughters are little girls, and then another timeline, they're adults struggling to survive in this.
Yes, like in one, it's like a future where like one of his daughters is 30 and the other one's dead, and her father is dead, and she has to learn the truth about them. And then the other one is they are young girls, and I can't really remember any more about that timeline.
But for those of you who are fans of the franchise, Albert Wesker is the man behind the T-Virus. He is the reason why the city, well, Raccoon City, or just the world in general, is overrun by zombies.
Yes! Raccoon City. Thank you. Okay. So, what is going to be happening in the first timeline? I'm glad that you said Raccoon City, because it says that in the first timeline, 14-year-old sisters Jade and Billy Wesker are moved to New Raccoon City.
New Raccoon City, okay.
And that's basically the plot line of that timeline. And then timeline 2 is when we see it's like decades in the future, and Jade, now 30, struggles to survive in this new world, while the secrets from her past about her sister, her father, and herself continue to haunt her.
So I just realized, is the first time... So, the two timelines, is it going to be before and after the T-Virus?
Maybe.
Because if so, that intrigues me a lot, actually.
I really don't know, but I know we're going to get more in-depth details about Wesker, one of the chief villains, so I'm interested in that respect.
Oh yeah, like that. I fuck with that concept of before something and after, because like The Walking Dead does it, and they do it well enough to where you obviously in the first season we meet this group of characters or whatever, but then you see like what they did and how they lived before the apocalypse,
right? And
then it cuts to them doing like something they never would have thought they would be doing ever. So yeah, that'll be interesting. That'd be interesting if the show actually, if The Walking Dead is an influence for that show.
I'm not even sure, and it says that we don't have a release date because it was like just confirmed. But also, just reading this, made me think of something that I don't know much about, other than they confirmed a season 2 for The Witcher.
Oh yeah?
I don't know if you've watched it or know what that is.
I know what The Witcher is. I know that it's apparently a very popular game franchise.
It was actually a book series first.
It was a book series before the game. Okay.
Yes, it was a book series. My friend Chris has them. I have one of them. We've read some of them. Then it got made into games. I believe there's 3 of them.
Yep.
And then it's got a Netflix show. Season 1 is pretty good. Henry Cavill, Superman, plays Geralt. And yeah, they're coming out with a season 2, and I can't wait for that. And that's all I know about that. I don't know when.
I don't know when, but there's a season 2 coming.
And I think that's all the shows we got our eyes on for the moment.
I mean, there are definitely a few others, but we don't exactly actually...
Monsters at Work.
Monsters at Work.
Or is it Friends at Work? I think it's Monsters
at Work, yes.
Disney Plus show.
That is a upcoming Monsters Inc. show.
Yes.
Coming to Disney Plus, starring John Goodman and Michael Crystal?
Billy Crystal.
Mike
Wazowski.
Yeah.
That's why.
And we're not sure on the timeline of the show itself. We don't know if it takes place before Monsters Inc. or
it's
after.
It's called Monsters at Work, and we end Monsters Inc. with them opening like the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
So my heart wants to assume that we're gonna get a show of Mike and Sully working at the new factory.
And if that is the case, can we please see Boo?
Right. Because it's Monsters at Work, so Monsters University gone. That was past.
That's the... I still have not seen that movie.
Really?
I still have not seen that movie.
I really like that movie.
I've had every intention to see that movie, but I just never got to it because I know at the end of the day, it's not going to be better than Monsters Inc.
We need to watch it though, because it is pretty good.
I wouldn't be
better,
surprised.
But it is pretty good.
I wouldn't be surprised. It is Disney Pixar.
Wow.
Disney Pixar does.
I'm learning so much.
But I can't wait for that show.
Me neither. Also, there's a Turner and Hooch show coming on Disney Plus, and the only reason that I'm interested in that is because Turner and Hooch is an old movie with Tom Hanks, and I like him. He's Woody. He's cool. And the new Turner and Hooch, Turner is going to be played by Josh Peck from Drake and Josh.
Yep.
So, kind of really interested for that.
Speaking of Tom Hanks, just to mention one more thing, Tom Hanks is gonna be playing Geppetto in a new live-action Pinocchio.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I'm not the biggest fan of Pinocchio because we've seen his story so many different times with so many different adaptations of Pinocchio.
Right.
But it's a movie with Tom Hanks.
It's a movie with Tom Hanks. Now that you said that, already interested.
Yes.
And Pinocchio is from my childhood, so
Indeed.
I am interested.
Like,
But like you said, the story kind of isn't all that great for me. Like, he's a puppet that comes to life and then gets transformed into a donkey and then gets eaten by a whale and then turned into a boy, I think. I think he
Something
ends as
like
a
that.
boy. I don't even know.
But that's another thing too. Because I've seen all of these old Disney classics back in the day, I'm not the biggest fan. But you turn them into a live action, I'll be all up on that. Like Lion King.
Hold on. Specifically Lion King. I knew you were going to say that. Time out. I do not agree with making them all live action. Why would you make a live action movie about all animals?
Like, don't make them all live action. Because there are some that, maybe just let, stay dead.
I mean, I guess,
but but that actually was not bad. I watched it when it aired on Disney Plus, and although I'm not the biggest fan of The Lion King because of how many times I've seen it, it was nostalgic.
It had Donald Glover and James Earl Jones in it.
James Earl Jones reprised his role as Mufasa, which I'm like,
right.
But that was amazing.
So it's like, I have no doubt that it was good. And I get why they made it live action because, like, what are you going to do? Make a fourth Lion King movie? You can't just make it animated again. We've seen that. But I just, it's not really live action. They're all animals.
Yeah, they're all CGI. Yeah.
So, like, just do a different animation style.
Yeah, they definitely could have done that. Oh, and
Same thing for the Jungle Book. I'm sorry, but
I didn't watch that.
I didn't either. Although I love the original.
Speaking of another live action, I still have yet to see the Beauty and the Beast live action. I want to see that.
I'll watch it.
I'm interested in it because Emma Watson is Belle.
Yeah, and I like Beauty and the Beast. I'll watch it, but I'm not like.
That's actually one of the classics that I actually could sit down and watch because I didn't watch it all the time.
Right.
But yeah,
I think that is all of the shows that we have our eye on.
Indeed.
Now that our movies are out of the way, let's discuss our new upcoming show. What are we going to be focusing on for the next few weeks?
The next few weeks, we are going to be focusing on a show that I've been waiting for, The Bad Batch.
Ooh, what's The Bad Batch?
The Bad Batch is essentially a sequel to Star Wars The Clone Wars, and it follows Clone Force 99, which were introduced in the first couple of episodes of the Clone Wars Season 7. And you must be wondering what's so special about Clone Force 99, why they're called the Bad Batch. Well, let me tell you.
All right.
So, the clones, they are clones of a bounty hunter named Jango Fett. And although that holds true for the Bad Batch, that they are still clones of this bounty hunter, the genes have been mutated to create this Bad Batch. And they...
Can I answer this one?
Yeah, bro.
Okay. So, I did some research. I know Star Wars isn't usually my thing, but you wanted me to watch the show with you, and I'm gonna get into it. So... they have some mutations.
Yes.
And each of them is genetically mutated to be very good at a different skill.
Indeed.
And I think I even know their names. So, there's Echo, Wrecker, Crosshair, Hunter, and Tech.
Yes.
Okay. And each one of them has a different skill that makes them equipped to be super badass.
Basically.
All right.
But okay. So 4 out of the 5 members. Oh yeah,
what do the clones have?
The clones. Okay. Before I get into that, let me just explain to you that 4 out of the 5 members of the Bad Batch are the original members, and then Echo that you brought up, he eventually ends up joining them in season 7 because he was captured by the Separatists
In season 7 of Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Yes, Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Yes, and he was captured by the Separatists, experimented on like a lab rat, and they even removed what we're about to be talking about, his inhibitor chip.
Yeah, what are the inhibitor chips?
The inhibitor chips are microchips that were installed basically on each clone when they were born or created, whatever. And on the clones, they see them as tumors. Not all clones discover these tumors, but basically it's a tumor on the brain.
Oh, okay.
But the Bad Batch were not given these inhibitor chips, and as I stated, Echo, his inhibitor chip was removed from him when he was being experimented on by the Separatists.
Why does it matter that they don't have inhibitor chips?
They don't have the inhibitor chip. Well, I don't know why they don't have it.
Right, but why does it matter?
It matters because the clones who have the inhibitor chips inside them follow every demand, no question. Even if it's a demand that involves executing all the Jedi due to them causing treason.
Order 66.
Order 66, yes. And for those of you who might not know, as I stated, Order 66,
it's basically where Emperor Palpatine orders the clones to kill any treasonous people.
Basically, mainly Jedi.
Okay.
But the Jedi did not commit treason, and at the end of the day, it was a part of Palpatine's plan and how he rose in power.
Oh, okay.
And
all right.
Yes. But yeah, this is important because this will actually play a part of the plot in the Bad Batch. Since the inhibitor chips were not installed in the Bad Batch, they basically have to live being hunted by other clone troopers.
Oh, okay. So when does the Bad Batch take place?
The Bad Batch, I'm just gonna make a guesstimate. It takes place like maybe a week to a month after the events of Order 66 or Revenge of the Sith, Clone Wars Season 7.
So okay. So it just kind of like picks up where the Clone Wars left off.
Basically, yes.
Okay. Now, where does the Clone Wars fall into like the whole Star Wars timeline?
Star Wars: The Clone Wars takes place basically immediately after Attack of the Clones, when the Clone Wars actually starts.
Oh, okay. So
like the Clone Wars is an actual event in Star Wars canon.
Yeah, in Episode 2, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And so it takes place basically immediately after the Clone Wars or Attack of the Clones Episode 2, and it literally ends right where Order 66 begins.
Oh, okay. So it's sort of like the bridge between Episode 2 and Episode 3.
Yes.
And then we see Episode 3 where Order 66 happens.
Yes. Where Revenge of the Sith, we see Order 66 through Anakin's point of view. In Star Wars: The Clone Wars Season 7, we see it from Ahsoka's point of view.
Oh, okay. So then does that mean like the Bad Batch show is possibly going to be a continuation of the Clone Wars, and it'll sort of be the bridge between Episode 3 and leading into 4 then, maybe?
I'm not entirely sure if it will lead
depending on
into
how far
episode
it
4.
goes.
Because we already have Star Wars Rebels, which is another animated show that takes place 5 to 10 years before episode 4. So
do you think that would be pretty interesting if they were planning this? But that'd be cool if like the Bad Batch ends where Star Wars Rebels begins.
that would be interesting. Or even, it'd be interesting if it ends right where the Obi-Wan Kenobi show starts, because that takes place probably right in the middle of the events of Star Wars The Bad Batch and Star Wars Rebels.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting.
But-
So, all right, I think I know where it falls in the timeline. So it's basically the Bad Batch is going to take place right after season 7, right between episode 3 and 4. So we're not really learning much new stuff about the history, but we are learning a new side of the universe.
Indeed, it's as much the Bad Batch is as much of a spin-off as the Mandalorian is.
Oh, all right. Okay.
But it is canon.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so it is canon. And I think that's all the questions I have. Oh yes. So episode 1 of the Bad Batch is going to premiere on May the 4th.
Yes.
Which is Tuesday.
Which is a Tuesday, which will
tomorrow. Probably be yesterday by the time you watch this video.
Yes, but for us, it's tomorrow.
Yes, but first episode, are we going to watch it together?
We are going to watch it together.
Okay.
And I would like to watch every episode together, starting with this show.
Okay, so then hopefully we can like get together after work tomorrow and find a way to watch it, take some notes.
Yes.
And then what we want to try to do is get an episode of the podcast for every episode of the show. But that's tricky because episode 1 is coming out Tuesday and then episode 2 is coming out Wednesday. So that's within like a 3-day span. I'm Friday. I'm sorry. I mean, it comes out Friday, which is a 4-day span. I can math, I promise.
I can math.
But yes. So we have 2 episodes in 1 week.
Yes.
So we're going to try to get an episode for each. It's going to be hard. We're going to have to move some stuff around.
Indeed.
But we'll make it work.
It'll be rough, but we'll make it work like you said. And
this has got me actually quite excited for the show.
Good.
Because it's going to be in the same... I thought it was going to be live action, but it's going to be in the same animation style as
literally
the Clone Wars,
as
right?
the Clone Wars, yes.
Oh, okay. So that's kind of what automatically made me think that it was like just a continuation of the Clone Wars.
It will probably be a continuation because in the trailer, it showed some footage of the clones of Clone Force 99 doing a mission commanded by Grand Moff Tarkin, which he ends up joining the Empire once the Republic becomes the Empire.
Oh, okay.
And he's basically Darth Vader's right-hand man.
Okay.
So the first episode will probably be before Execute Order 66, and then episode 2 will probably be after, so.
Possibly, or I know that the first episode is going to be pretty long, maybe...
Yeah, it's 70 minutes or something like that.
So maybe the first episode is, like, it starts off before Order 66, and then we get to see him commencing Order 66.
Oh, yeah, maybe, like, they go on this mission for Grand Moff Tarkin, and then they...
Or maybe it ends with him hitting Order 66. And then someone fires on the Bad Batch.
Yeah, someone, because...
That doesn't seem right. Nah.
I don't know.
I feel like this episode is going to set up why the Bad Batch is on the run. So it's probably going to be Order 66 happening in this episode, and then we see him order them to kill the treasonous Bad Batch.
Because, I forgot to mention, the Bad Batch is essentially a clone group that gets sent on suicide missions. Basically missions where, like, no matter how many regular clones you send, they will not survive.
Oh, okay, so...
They are literally...
They're Suicide Squad.
They're literally the Suicide Squad, yes.
So they don't really care if they die because they have the mutations? Or do they send them in because they have them and they know that they will fuck shit up?
They will succeed in their mission.
Okay.
So They probably won't be sent with reinforcements because they don't really
Okay.
need reinforcements.
Got you.
So if Order 66 does end up getting commenced while they were on this mission for Tarkin, there won't be any clones right then and there. Like, they will have the location of the Bad Batch, so
Okay.
clones might come in with like a Republic gunship and start like lasering on them, but we'll really have to wait
and see. All right.
So-
Yeah. I don't think I have any more questions.
Alrighty, so that's been our episode for today. We have been the Geeks That Speak, and that's what we're up to next week. So